Hi everyone, it's Donna here, and I am finally back with another journal. I'm um, I'm sorry I've been kind of absent lately. I'm hoping to do a video next weekend with some sale items. I'm trying to destash my craft room, so I'm going through and finding all kinds of stuff that I need to move on to somebody who will actually use this stuff. But for today, I've been kind of in a creative mood lately. I've been doing lots of ephemera, so I may be having some ephemera packs, handmade ephemera packs. Today I have two journals, this big journal, and I also have a smaller one that I'm going to do in the next video. But this one I am calling Majesty. It is in a vintage nature themed, it's a vintage nature themed journal. It is 6 inches by 9 inches and it has a 2-inch spine, so it's a big journal. It's got laces coming out all over. There's a tassel on the side that I made with laces and fibers, and it's held on with a bulb pin, so you can take it off if you like. On top of the journal is a journal topper that's held on with some coffee dyed fabric. This is on a piece of corrugated cardboard. It's an image that I printed on a book page. There's a little bow on the corner here, and then a little, you can see it, a little dried flower from I think this one's from my yard, enclosed in there. Lots of vintage laces, vintage stamp, all kinds of laces peeking out. And then on the back it's just plain. You can actually write what the journal's about there. So that comes off, and then the journal cover is a soft cover. There's batting in between, so it's nice and squishy. And it is my typical vintage linen collage that I love to make, with linens and doilies, all different types of vintage linen. Some Battenberg, one of my linen doilies that I sell from time to time. There are 3 signatures, and this is done with a 5-hole pamphlet stitch, so everything's held together really well. There are 3 signatures. There's actually two paper signatures, and then one envelope flippy thing that I'll show you in a second. There's 72 pages of the just the 2 signatures that are paper. That doesn't include the envelopes that are in the center signature. There's lots of hand stitching, slow stitching in here. This is one of my slow stitch pieces. You can see it's got this stitching all the way through it to make the pocket, and in it is a card, Nature Simplifies, Comforts, and Renews. And you can journal on that. Here's my note from the bookmaker. It tells you about a journal and how you can use it. And then most of the images on the collages are nature themed from from the many botanical and nature books that I have in my collection. This side, this journal belongs to, and you can write on the back of that. And then this journal is called Majesty, and there's the dictionary definition of majesty highlighted there. Lots of place for journaling and for decorating. This is a coffee dyed paper that I made. Page from a butterfly book. Another collage with some stitching on it down here. A little specimen card that I made with a little feather enclosed in it. Cross stitch flower. This is from, I didn't do this. This is from a tablecloth that I took apart. Botanical book with pretty flower trim going down the edge. This page is eco-dyed with a fern. You can see the outline of the fern. And this paper already had holes in it, so I just ran some lace through it. Some vintage linen. This is a page, original page from a 1700s French book that I have. Mushroom book. Some parchment paper with vintage lace at the bottom. Some filet lace. And a ledger, original ledger page with a big tag with an owl. And this is also a upper tuck. You can tuck something in up there. And some vintage lace on there. And a fussy cut bird. The center of the signature is a big butterfly page, and in it are two large tags that are two halves of the same book image that I made into tags. And I just made the butterfly into a pocket. There are two little pockets down here with playing cards that have a cardinal and a butterfly on them. And the back side is another collage tag from a bird book that I have. So a snippet with some slow stitching on it. And the back sides of all of those pages. This flips open. You can see the fern again. It's the fern eco-dyed paper. And another tall skinny tag. And this little pocket down here has some slow stitching on it. And laces. Here's the fortune cookie that's in this journal. All of my journals, all of my decorated journals have a little fortune in them. This little thing folds open and there's a fortune in there. I never look at them. I just have a bunch of them in a bag and I just grab one to put in the journal. So I don't know what your fortune is. Page from that butterfly book. A fabric flip with an image printed on fabric. And a little doily flower up there. And some vintage laces. More laces there. Okay, this is the inside signature is the envelope flippy thing, and this just opens up. And let's see, the first envelope has a pocket in the front with a couple of, this is a cigarette card and just a little image from a botanical book, and there's some slow stitching on that pocket. And inside of it there's another tag that comes out. This little envelope, airmail envelope, has a little cigarette card in it as well, and that flips open. Let's see if I can get this out. And there's a little card inside of that one as well. And this is just a collage with some vintage paper and botanical and one of my doilies. And that opens up. There's another collaged card in this one. All of the tags are blank on the back for journaling. Page from a 1700s book with some laces. And yet another collage tag. And this is a big pocket. You can put something in there. Fussy cut bird from one of my books. This is a poem about trees. by Robert Frost. And another big tag inside of that from one of my botanical books. A little tuck spot down here with a tag in it, and there's some stitching on that. And another pocket back here with another tag from one of my botanical books. And a collage with some die-cut flowers and a butterfly. And then another collage tag down here on fabric. And this has yet another collage tag with some vintage linens. Just some little snippets. So let's see. This way, no. This way, this way, this way, this way, this way, and that way. So that ties with just some antique lace. And then you open it up, and there's a belly band. The lace that's holding it closed is actually a belly band on the back side with collage of papers, a big journaling tag there. And then a little envelope made from antique book page with some lace, and in it are some vellum and stickers of flowers and butterflies for the recipient to play with and further decorate this journal. And this is a big slow stitch piece that I did with I think that was supposed to be a sunflower. I'm learning how to do flowers, so it's got all kinds of stitching all over it, a bunch of French knots. Oh, I just lost something from one of the pockets. And it is a pocket, and in the pocket is yet another journaling card. And on the back side is another collage with some slow stitch on it and a big tag. Then the last signature starts with this embroidered linen piece that I have backed with coffee stained paper. And there's another one of my little slow stitch pieces. And this is actually a pocket. There's some antique lace down here and a pocket. More lace. Here's a belly band that I have collaged on fabric. And another tag with just some little snippets of lace and fabric up here and a button. There's a little bit of that came off of a pillowcase. And another collaged. This piece, the brown paper actually goes around to the back side, and it's just stitched across the top and the bottom to make a pocket on both sides. And this is a specimen card that I made with a flower from my neighborhood. It's a pressed flower in there. Oops. A little snippet up there. Another page that has been eco-dyed with a fern, and then there's an actual fern down on the bottom here. And this is a page from one of my bird books, and it flips open. You can do journaling. There's also a pocket back here that you can put things in. And a little bird book with some antique lace on it. Another page from a 1700s French book. One of my collage snippets. And the center of this signature has a couple of embossed papers that you can play with. And this side has a tag from I think this is from a greeting card maybe, and then a couple of small botanical pages that were going to go into this journal, and somehow I didn't get them in, so I'm including them. You can make them into tags or whatever you want to do. Fussy cut the flowers, whatever your little heart desires. Bird book, more lace on the pages there. This actually is some vintage antique lace, and it's also a pocket. You can tuck a little something in there. This is one piece in embroidery that I did of I think this is supposed to be a thistle, so I just put that in here. I was learning to do how to do these flowers, so I just included that in there with some lace at the top. And this is the back side of that brown paper that's been stitched across, and there's a collage there. And another card here from Edith Holden. I have a page from one of my botanical books. This is a pocket that's decorated at the bottom, and a tag with pretty bird, pretty colorful bird. And behind it is a postcard. There's no stamp or postmark on it, but it's to Mr. Harvey Catch in Gage, New York. Pretty, I guess those are poppies. Fabric ruffle with some turtle lace going down the middle of it. The back side of that doily with a snippet back here. And there's like a little pocket with some more cigarette cards. And this is what was supposed to be in this pocket. I've got a pocket here with some slow stitching on it on fabric, and just a little snippet tablet, I guess, with just random papers and a little butterfly, and then some extra copy dyed paper that you can use for journaling or to cover up any text in the book that you want to cover up. And this goes in here. Oh, and I forgot to show that the center of all of the signatures have little butterflies, little butterfly charms on them. And that is the back of the journal. So, if you are watching this video and Majesty is still for sale, the purchase information will be down below in the description box, and the order instructions are down there as well if you are interested in purchasing her. I have to say that this is a large journal. There's a lot of work into it, so it's not one of my least expensive journals for sure. But thank you so much for watching and sticking with me, and I'm going to do a second video with the smaller journal, and just be back in just a minute with that. Thanks, and bye for now.